Hi everyone! We're going to do some more Pokemon bookmarks today, but today we're working with Squirtle and with Charmander. Each will have their own sets where we do the scrap paper, and then I do the origami paper. Hope y'all like it! First is Charmander. So we start with our scrap paper, and we're going to fold it into our square. Fold along this crease to get a point in one end. Fold back or cut to get rid of this extra rectangle piece. Just using my fingers to run along the top like I'm closing a Ziploc bag, starting with a tiny rip and pulling off the rest of the rectangle. Here I fold in half. I fold my two outer points up to the center and make our crease. So we see here there's that center line, and we had our first corner go up. Now we're going to have our second corner. And these two should line up right along that center line I showed you a moment ago. So I turn it around so the flappies are facing me. I'm going to take this one, pull it out to the side. We're going to do something with that later. But we're going to first pull the top part up towards the center so it's in line with the top edge. Increase along. We're going to take this flap, and there's this pouch here between the two layers. We're going to take this edge, this flap, and fold it inside so it rests between the two sides. Then we're going to crease it down so it'll stay in place. Now with this flap, what we're going to do, we're going to fold it back down so it lines up where it was. And then we're going to fold it up at an angle. So it's about halfway up on the inner part and then makes a point at the outer part. We're going to fold this top part of it down so it's more or less parallel to this outer edge of the diamond shape on the table. Fold this part up. This will be the flame of Charmander's tail, so I've just folded it up to give it a little differentiation. And now there's this extra flap here. We're going to fold his tail into there so it'll stick out behind him, and then turn it around. And this will be what it will look like. So right now I'm reaching around to find my orange highlighter so we can decorate it. You can also use markers or crayons or whatever you have. Oh, and I found my marker first, so let's color in the flame on his tail. So here we got the nice red flame. And here's my highlighter, so I'm going to go in and color all of Charmander orange. Just back and forth. I'm going to try to get as much as possible and then get this tail part. Here we go. Now I'm grabbing another marker to draw in his eyes. So my eyes aren't equal or level along his face, but it's okay. No one's perfect, so we're gonna do our best. Drawing some pointy teeth for him, and I'll go over it just a little bit so you can see it better in the video. But here's his mouth. And then we got Charmander. Now using the origami paper, I'm gonna fold in half along the diagonal, crease along the edge, fold up our outer edges so they line up in the center, to create our two flappies. This corner is giving me some trouble. There we go. That work? Yeah, that's better. Crease that edge, turn around. We're gonna do with our flaps. So this one will be our tail. So I'm gonna fold the top layer up so the point matches with the top edge. Crease along the bottom here. Take our one side flap and fold it into the pouch. It should line up right along the edge on the inside. Crease it flat. Then with our tail, we'll fold it up and out at an angle. Then fold down to create a space for the flame. And then fold it up again, up and out at an angle. And this will be the flame. So then to hold this in place, there's an extra pouch here that we're going to slide the tail into, turn around, and decorate. So I'm grabbing my, where'd it go? I just had it, there you go. My matte red pen, coloring the flame on his tail. Color, color, color. There. Got my pen. Gonna draw in his eyes. Just the basic shape first. Then I'll go over it. Here's part of his eye. And get the other side. Now I'm going to go along this outer edge a little darker so we can see his eyes more fully. Then around the top as well, really case him in. Then draw in the mouth. I'm going to make a happy Charmander. They're pretty happy. Pointy teeth. And there we go. Char! Next we have Squirtle. So starting with our scrap paper, we're going to make our square. Fold it up, create a point at one side, straight across. Either tear like I'm doing or use scissors and cut off this extra rectangle. Running my finger along the top like a Ziploc bag. Fold it over, do it again. Really get that edge nice and crisp. Tear off the extra piece. Put it to the side. Fold in half. This time I'm going to have it face me so I can have the flaps facing me once I've got them down. But we're going to fold our outer corner towards the center. Crease here and do the same with the other side. Making sure they line up in the middle of our now diamond shape. So with Squirtle, we're going to take our two flaps. We're going to fold them up so the bottom point now reaches the top point. And there's an edge running along the left-right center line of our shape. So we have our two flaps now folded up in half. Trying to get them lined up. Now I'm going to take the top layer of the bottom. And so I'm going to move the flaps out of the way so you can see it, but I'm going to fold it in half here. So the bottom point now touches the top edge. Now I'm going to take those two flaps I just had, and with the pre-made crease from when we folded them up, I'm going to fold them into this pouch here. So it'll be between the two layers. There's the first side, then the second one's going to go in the same pouch. There we go. So this is how we'll start. This looks like how you do a traditional origami bookmark. But here we're going to round out these edges. So along the top and along each side, because Squirtle's got a pretty round face. Here we go. So this is how it looks when you've finished folding, but now it's time to decorate. So I'm going to grab my coloring tools. You can use markers, pens, just do a pencil if you want, up to you. I've got a blue highlighter here, so I'm going to color in Squirtle's face. The coloring's coming out a little difficult, but because of the fold inside and under it, it's a little bumpy, but that's okay. You can flatten it out, tighten your creases so it'll lie flatter if you're not liking how it's coming out. There we go. Going a little smoother now. So we got his face in. Now we gotta draw the eyes. I'm going to use a different blue. Just give him some really big oval eyes. Squirtle's very attentive. He's going to watch you. They're cute. And here we got Squirtle. Now using the origami paper, we're going to fold like we did before in half to a triangle, outer points down to the center, lining them up. Create this diamond. Now I'm going to fold them back out and fold the top layer of the bottom point up to the top edge. So this is what it's going to look like. Zoom in a bit. So we're going to have this pouch here where we're going to fold our two flaps into the pouch. So here I didn't use the extra fold as a guide because it goes in, oh there's a little part here, on its own pretty well, so you can do it either way. But you got to make sure that they're lying as close to the edge inside as possible. You can stick your finger in there and line them up. Then squish it down to make sure everything's in place and get real nice tight edges so it'll stay together and stay flat. So this time I'm going to color his face in before I start. So here's my first eye with the final folds, is what I meant to say. Second eye, I'm going to give him just a little pupils. Gotta see where he's looking. Here we go. So now I'm going to fold corners. The one thing with this is the marker's still wet, so I'm getting some blue smudges on him, but it's okay. It's Squirtle. Probably just came out of the water, is a little wet. It's okay. But now that I got the edges nice and folded, we got Squirtle on the edge of your book like this. Thanks for watching!